Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
I think perfectly apparent to me and anyone else who observes this president. He's impulsive. He says things off the top of his head. He bears the impression of, like a couch, bears the impression of the last person who sat on him.
That was Ann Coulter.
Wow.
Talking about Donald.
Her voice has deepened since the last time I've heard her. Wow.
Yeah, you tweeted this out the other day with her talking about how it's very much, J.D. Vance-ish?
Yeah.
You know, like a couch.
Yeah, right. I thought it was an awkward talking point to come out specifically at that time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's almost as if she made some, I don't know. It's curious to me, by the way, that Trump's fixation with sharks has been well known and well documented, largely because I think he only fears two things, because he's only sat through two things entirely in his life, which was Jaws and Silence of the Lambs, because someone else made him. And in both situations, he was confronted by his own kind of internalized fear of someone outsmarting him, which is not hard, but or someone stronger or more fierce than he, right? This seems to be one of his running gags. And wouldn't you know it, here comes his partner in crime, who wants to have sex with dolphins or watch dolphins have sex with women or something or other, but God forbid. And dolphins are well known for saving humans from sharks in the wild. Yeah. You would think this would be a way where they could go, see, he's on the same page as me. But you can't, because he was looking up dolphin porn. And the same thing is true of this Ann Coulter thing. Is like, if anybody should not bring up couches right now, should be the right wing of anything. Yeah. Because just ew.
Ew. It's just ew. I mean, it's supposedly...
Well, now we know the difference between a couch and a love seat, though. I think it's a rubber glove.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that seems to be the defining element.
So, with regard to Donald's bandage on the ear,
right?
Now that it's off, nobody can see that there's any sort of past injury that was there.
No. None whatsoever. It's almost like they washed the last bit of ketchup off and just couldn't hide it anymore. Yeah. Also, you have a real problem, and this is a genuine issue with someone like Donald Trump. You have a real problem when your candidate is vain, in the truest sense, that his own vanity will always step on any sympathy talking point you go for. Because to gain sympathy in any situation, you have to be on the downside, right? The rest of the world has to be seen as punching down at you, right? That's the essence of sympathy. Donald Trump wouldn't know this because he's never had sympathy for anyone, especially the people he's been punching down at his entire life. So he is not equipped to understand that concept, except in the sociopathic distance sense where I can fake human emotions, but I don't participate in them.
Right.
But in this particular case, he won't even let that fly. That's why he can't make self-deprecating jokes more than once. Like occasionally someone has talked him into it, and you could see his audience lights up. They want to love and support him because they're lunatics, and he can't do it. He can't do it. He has to go back to, like, if I took my clothes off, you'd see a stunning body and blah, 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 which is just nasty and not true.
Yeah, my retina's going now.
I know, yeah, right. Just stop. But that's, that's a big part of this whole, like, ear wound idea, right? And God knows it could have just, like, whatever hit him, be it a bullet fragment or a piece of the teleprompter, grazed his hair replacement scar and reopened an old follicle wound. Who knows?
Right.
Missed the ear entirely, or he scratched himself going down, which is here. Let's be abundantly clear. An entire possibility that he dropped to the ground and on a stage like that or whatever, he hit something.
Yeah.
Either with his own hand, his watch, whatever, his own fingernail, the stage itself. There's a myriad of things you can harm yourself on in those situations, especially the quicker you drop to the ground. So it could, and he's not letting anybody check.
Right.
And this idea that he pulled his hand away and it was covered in blood, which he keeps saying he said at the RNC. He said it afterwards. Every picture you look at when he pulls his hand down, there's no blood on his hand at all at that point. There's no blood on his hand at all until he comes up from being on the ground.
Right.
So that's not even debatable. Like every picture ever taken of him, and it was on video. It's live.
Right,
So
right.
don't mess with us. Just tell us what actually happened. There's no shame in it. Somebody definitely took a shot at him.
Absolutely.
Just own the details as they actually exist. Right?
Right. No, it
So-
is. It's. I mean, the whole. It was funny when I was showing Lonnie pictures of all the people with their stupid maxi pads on their ears. He's like,
Right,
"That's
yes.
real." I said, "That's real. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. It. They wouldn't put masks on, but they did that.
Well, yeah. I mean, the irony, like bullets are contagious. And granted, in MAGA world, they kind of are.
True.
Let's be honest. It's if you're going to look at causes of death, misuse of your own personal firearm is way up there in the United States, and it doesn't happen in blue territories.
Right.
It happens all over the Southland. And if you're going to hear a story of somebody finding a loaded weapon, it's going to be a situation like J.D. Vance's, where he was bragging about the fact that his grandmother had 19 guns loaded laying around all over the house for self-defense, which speaks volumes about her attitude towards her own neighbors
Yes.
and her fear of them
Yeah.
on the constant. But also, J.D. Vance could have been, or whatever his name is,
True.
because J.P. Bowman could have been a story that Democrats told about a poor child in a household who found a loaded gun and harmed himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that story could have turned out very badly.
Yeah.
There it is, my first drink of the day, zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And zbiotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. zbiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.